Hi, it's Ark again. What I wanted to do was sort of also go back more specifically and talk about the group size feature as mentioned earlier in the initial event video guide. The reason why I don't go into it there specifically is because it really concerns mainly people who have access to using this. So that would be basically myself, officers, and currently set as raid leads and experts and social leads and experts. Sorry, organisers rather. So group size. So in the previous guide I'm using exactly the same thing here as we did before. So for current limit 6. As I mentioned, this doesn't set a limit on how many people can actually sign up to the event itself. That's infinite. So let's say for example we had maybe 12 participants for what is a 6-person instance. What we can do in some cases, and this is not required by any means but can be helpful in, for example, larger group instances such as raids and the like. The raid leads, myself, officers, etc., as mentioned before, get a couple of extra options. We have a green plus against participants and groups. Participants means by clicking that we can actually sign up somebody to an event ourselves without them having to do it. Now this is not to say that you shout at somebody saying sign me up to that event, would you? It's more of if somebody is discussing it and maybe has shown an interest and wants to go ahead with it, and might be that they're having a conversation with a raid lead, myself, or officer, or something like that, and we can add you to it. That's something we'll do out of courtesy for you if you want us to. Not as common, but hey. Now, more importantly, the other side, groups. Now, groups are very much that. I mean, in a raid, let's say we have, I don't know, healers, for example, or actually more appropriate to who I've got signed up, tanks. Or tank group, whatever it might be. That's your name of the group anyway, so you click on add, of course. You've then got group 1 created with its title. So let's say I want myself and other tanks assigned to this particular group. I'll just pick up the person via that little cross there, you'll see by their name, and drop their name into the group itself. So it'll place me in there as a warden here. And you can remove people from the group individually. Clicking the red X next to the group itself will delete the entire group, and of course you've got the edit group function which just allows you to tweak the name. Now by clicking the delete group button doesn't mean that you will actually delete all the participants that are relating to that. Don't worry, it's safe, and I'll show you as an example. Yes, I do. Off that group goes. All it's done is left me intact on the other side. That's very much it. Okay, so that's very much how you sort of really manage groups within this, and it does sort of make life a bit easier for the most part, where it would seem useful to set up groups like that. Okay, so yeah, knock yourself out. I know it's got limited appeal to many of you, and I know many of you won't see much of a need for this, but as I say, for raids and things it can help quite a great deal when organising it and separating larger groups for smaller instances, i.e. the 6-mans when you've got 12, 24 people signed up into maybe particular groups. Anyway, pre-event. Alright, so if there's anything else against that, please again let me know via private message or anything, and I'll welcome any feedback that you may have. Thanks again.